So tonight, gotta leave that 9 to 5 up on shelf and just enjoy yourself. Ooh, let the man just send the music get to you. Life ain't so bad at all.
You living on the wall. Live your life on the wall.
Living on the wall. Welcome to the Round Table on Revolutionary Blackout Network. I am your host, one of your hosts, James Fauntleroy. So good to see all of you here on this beautiful Thursday afternoon. I have my other co-host, my brother from another mother, and my sister from another mister joining me. Good to see you guys.
What's up, JB?
What's poppin', my friends, my family? We are back for another RBN Roundtable. Sabby, how was your trip? We got JB looking sexy as shit too. JB over here looking sexy as shit. Sabby out here. Sabby, how was your trip?
It was good. It was a lot of fun. You know, it was kind of good to just get away from the U.S. for a bit. Just get out of this country and go somewhere where people are just living their best life.
Yeah. Oh man, that's great. Good to see you both. Just to let you guys know, Rome will be here in a little bit. He is running a little bit behind, but he will be here for this roundtable as well. Just to let you guys know, if you guys have not noticed, every single last Thursday of the month, the roundtable comes together and we focus on some stories that were coming across our desk for the week. So that's what we'll be doing today as per usual. But before we get into that, if you guys have not, please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. This pushes us out into the algorithm. And then we also are able to push more of this information out there to inform, encourage, and inspire. So if you guys would like to do that, you guys can do that right now. Or if you guys want to wait till the end of the stream, go ahead. It is your prerogative, as Bobby Brown says. So also, if you guys would like to, you guys can also go to our Substack at revolutionaryblackout.substack.com. This gives you email notifications whenever we go live or upload clips so that you guys don't have to always depend on the tube to get that as well. And if you guys have any questions or stories you'd like to submit or any comments, you guys can always go to revolutionaryblackout.outlook.com. So with that being said, I just want to say a hello to the few people that's in the chat so far. And then we're going to get right into these stories immediately. We have Ashura coming in saying, JB, are you going to host or is this round table? Yes, it is round table. So just to let you know, good to see you, Ashura. Boixote says he's not the only one. She got no votes in the primary. Ooh, we're going to talk about it.
Mm-hmm. She was going to finish like 4th place in California, guys. I was so sad when she dropped out because I was looking forward to it.
Nice. We got Leroy coming in saying, good day, my comrades. Hope you are well. Good to see you, Leroy.
The same people who was convincing you that Joe Biden was mentally fit are the same people that try and convince you that Kamala looks like a strong candidate now. It's pure coke. But go ahead, JV.
Yep. Bryce Smith says, afternoon, y'all. Good to see you. Terry Connolly coming in saying, greetings, comrades. Cowboy Kitty saying, meow. Volvo says, hey, good to see you in here. All right, who else we got in here I didn't get to say hello to? We have Blarg coming in. Voltron stream. Let's go. Yes.
Let's pop in. We got Romeo
coming in already.
What's poppin', y'all? What's poppin'?
Shit, this panel's got even more sexier. This is great.
Look at this bunch of sexy mofos. Rome, what's good? Good to see you. How you doing?
Man, just running around like a chicken with his head cut off, but I'm doing good. How y'all doing?
That's good. Of course. So we're going to get to Devin Watson here. Says, hey, everyone. So good to see you all. Also, Nick, I know you're going to be at the rally in Chicago on the 20th, but are you going to be at the protest on the 19th?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think I was going to go a day early. I got some family in Chicago. I'm going to stay a few days afterwards, too. And Kid. I got hit Kid up because he still got shown Chicago pizza. There's still a few homies. I'm gonna be in Chicago. You know, Savvy was just in Montreal, man. I can enjoy my time in Chicago, right? I'm gonna spit some fire, fam. Shama and Joe Stein was like, bro, hey, Nick, let's bring Nick in Chicago. I'm gonna spit some fire. I already know what I'm gonna say. Hope I don't get shot or anything, but bro, I'm gonna spit some fire. And I'm gonna enjoy my time for the next few days. Maybe do some on the ground reporting in Chicago. You know what I mean? Maybe do a live stream with our boy Kid from Harlan's Media live in the studio. You know what I mean? I'm in Chicago. Watch y'all go home fast. So that's the plan. If you're in Chicago, hit your boy up.
And you
Chicago-
gotta make
big
sure
city.
while you're there, you gotta get some Chicago popcorn because it's better than any popcorn
Really?
I've tried in the country. Garrett's popcorn. Garrett's, they got them everywhere.
All right, I'll check
And
it
you
out.
got to try the deep dish. Kit's probably gonna make you try deep dish pizza.
Bro, I know.
It's
I
overrated.
told Kid if I'm ever in Chicago, he is obliged to take me to one of these deep dips. I don't know anything about this. We don't got any pizza like that. I'm a country bumpkin, so I'm gonna see what the Chicago deep dish is like. We see it's gonna be popping. I'm gonna be live stream. I might do a fucking stream in Chicago, bro. You know, you never know. You know what I mean? Nick at noon in Chicago, Nick at night Chicago, Nick at any time, bro. I tell you, it's gonna be popping, my friends. I'm greatly looking forward to it. I gave a speech last Sunday at the Worker Strike Back Zoom call while I was pushing mutual aid. I was trying to instill revolutionary optimism. I think it went well. That's why I thrive, friends. Like this live streaming shit came after. I used to give speeches at black barbershops for the Bernie campaign. I love being in person. Like this live streaming shit is awkward to me. You guys know how long it took me to get used to this? It's weird. I thrive in people environments. You know what I mean? That's why I'm looking forward to the Chicago event because I'm among my people. But go ahead, JB.
I was thinking about like I want to try Chicago deep dish, but I also heard about Detroit pizza. I heard Detroit pizza is pretty good, right, Ron?
I told Sabby that some of our liquor store pizza better than some of these places, these big names. They're not fucking with our liquor store pizza, man. I can take you to a liquor store that'll blow your motherfucking socks off, dude. Like it's one on the east side.
My socks are on right now too.
Raymond, we got Handy's on 6 Mile and Gunston. It's a couple of spots all up on Gratiot. It's a couple of spots I heard. But I don't know. Do y'all have Happy's? Y'all have Happy's Pizza? I think that originated in Detroit. Happy Pizza is good. Yeah, it's a lot of variables Detroit pizza out here. But I'm gonna say this for y'all that never had Chicago deep dish. If you don't like lasagna, it's not gonna be for you. You know, it's good, but
I love lasagna.
It's like a pie.
I like Garfield the cat.
And Chicago niggas, they hate when I say that. They say, "Oh, you hating on me because you from Detroit." No. It's a pie, nigga. I know a pie when I see a pie.
It is. One more I forgot to tell Nick about is the Italian beef. You got to get that too. You got to try that at least once. Yeah, it's like a smoked meat or something.
Ooh,
I'm so hyped. I'm going to meet some homies up there. It's gonna be dope. All
right. Jay Tolbert, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Nick, Garrett's popcorn and Giordano's pizza are the business. You'll love them.
Bet. Who's Chicago trying to go? I'm going. What?
I want to go. I've never been.
I'm gonna screenshot this. This 8 minutes in. I gotta screenshot this. I got some recommendations. This is the RBN community for you, man. I'm like, man, I don't know where to go. You guys, I got you. Nick, I got you. I already know Kid got me. I already know my homies got me. You know what I mean? They don't want me to say the name on stream or whatever, but you guys got me. I got you.
All right, let's do a couple more. We have Daryl coming in with the fist of solidarity. Good to see you. We got Janice Anderson saying hi, all great. Kim. I'm not saying it. I'm sorry, Janice. I can't.
Big shout out to Janice though for letting it run so we can get paid. Big shout out to them.
Oh, thank you so much, Janice. Mouse in the chat saying power panel. Oh yeah. We have Gang Green Thumb saying, hey, y'all. Then we have Richard saying the Supreme Team in the house. We also have Savvy Sav saying hello, fam, and whatever, man, saying hello, y'all. And then this one from Lania says, anyone else get a commercial for Kamala's ugly husband? I hate election season.
Didn't she marry her APAC handler? Like she married her APAC handler, her APAC babysitter. and there's these Bernie cracks who want to join K-Hive. Like, well, we think Kamala Harris is going to have better policy on Israel. Then she married her APAC handler. What the fuck? Get out of here.
Yeah. All right, and then we also have this one from Cool Blue. Before we get started, is Detroit style pizza is pepperoni directly on top of the dough. It flavors the pizza. I am from the area, Rome. I like Buddies. Okay.
Yep, Buddies is good. Buddies is another Detroit style. Like, yeah, there's some real nice Detroit pizza out here that y'all will love. But don't get caught up. Like, the people come here and they want to come here. They want to come here and like, oh, where's fucking Eminem or T Grizzly? Like, don't come to the hood. Go downtown. You know what I'm saying? Go up north. Go where the rich people is at. Go by the river. Go by the rivers and the lakes. You know, because it ain't too much out here. There's some good food in the hood, but you keep poking the bear. You know what I'm saying? You like it's like a West Side niggas. They come over here like, hey, you know what grass that much? Shut up, nigga. Don't say that too loud. You know, it's dangerous. You know, so if you come out to Detroit, stay out the fucking hoods and don't ask nobody where Eminem stayed. God damn it, I'm tired of this shit.
All right, so let's get into the subject that we're going to be talking about today. As you guys have saw, according to the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about how Obama has zero confidence in Harris. That's one of our stories we're going to be talking about. Why is Obama looking a little disturbed behind Kamala Harris? We're also going to be talking about the fallout from Netanyahu's address from yesterday. And
who did that with Biden? Who did that?
Yep. And then our first.
Sorry, go ahead, that's just funny.
And then you guys, we're going to start off with the first story. It's going to be kind of heavy, but we're going to be talking about justice for Sonya Massey. So that is going to be the first story we're going to jump into right now. So as many people, especially within our community, have woke up to earlier this week was the body cam footage of the murder of a Black woman in her 30s by the name of Sonya Massey. Sonya Massey actually called the police for help, and she was the one that wound up dead. So I just want to share some of the footage. I can't share it all because, number one, we're on the tube. Number two, I'm going to let you guys know, trigger warning. If you are triggered by anything like this, step away for a few minutes, go grab a drink or whatever you need to, and then you guys can come back for the rest of the story, okay? But just want to give you guys that heads up. But we're going to get into this. I found the entire body cam footage, but I will be skipping over the most gruesome part, just to let you guys know.
We gotta be careful. We're on YouTube, so we gotta be careful, JB.
Yeah, we can't show the shooting, obviously, but
yeah. So I'm going to show the lead up to right before, and because there's some things I want to point out. So thank you to FBA Goddess 444 for this. This actually is the body cam footage. I'm going to speed up because, excuse me, they're searching around the house before. When they are, because Sonya Massey called the police because she thought somebody was outside trying to break in. And so for the first, I say almost 3 minutes, they're searching around the house in the dark, by the way, until they knock on the door and she doesn't come out yet, right? So then she finally comes out. But I want you guys to notice the demeanor of the police officers when they're waiting.
Come in the door or not? All right, hurry up.
First of all, are you coming to the door or not? Hurry up. So you can already tell this guy's demeanor right at the beginning, that he was somehow annoyed that she dared call the police for help. Let's continue.
Down, bud. office. The one you called.
Somebody is out here and I need to go ahead. Please don't hurt me, y'all.
Why would it hurt you? You called us.
Okay.
So what'd you hear?
Somebody keeps outside my house, y'all. Please,
Is this your car over here?
please, God, please, God, please.
Is this your car over here? Oh.
Okay. He asked her if that was her car, right? That was number one. That was the first time he asked, right? Let's continue.
Please, God.
That's not your black car in the driveway? Oh, well, we checked your yard. We walked around the whole block. We didn't see anybody.
That's twice.
Right? You know, we don't. I mean, we checked the whole area. There's nobody out walking around.
I know, y'all. Please, God, please, God. I'm trying to get help, y'all, but
What do you need help with?
nothing. I just, please, God, please, God, please. I don't know what to do.
Do with what?
Huh?
What do you need help with?
Nothing. I just wanted to see if I could help me.
What do you want help with?
Huh?
What do you want help with?
I heard somebody outside.
Yeah, we checked your house. We checked your backyard. I walked all the way through all these backyards. We checked your front yard.
We didn't see nobody.
So
So
nobody's out here.
You didn't see anybody?
Nope.
nope.
Oh,
Checked the whole area.
okay.
What took you so long to answer the door?
Oh, I was trying to put on some clothes, sir. I'm sorry. I was trying to get.
I got you. All right.
Sorry.
Is there anything else we can do for you?
Huh?
Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, sir.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Now, it should have ended right there. That should have been the end of it at all. Now, but unfortunately, it's not.
You all right mentally?
Yes.
Sure.
My medicine and stuff.
All right.
I love y'all. Thank y'all.
All right. That's not your black car, though. The SUV?
Third time he asked a question about the car. Is he dense? Is he stupid? Did he not hear her?
Whose is it?
Mm,
You don't know? If someone just parked it in your driveway?
They brought it to my driveway.
And just left it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's run that.
Yeah. 19, I got a 20 clear.
Does anyone else live here with you?
Somebody else.
David Mary 43556.
You got a name? You got an name or something? Take your name real quick. Catch this. See who we spoke to.
Several.
Why is he going in the house?
I was going to jump in right here real quick and just say that, again, for people who are watching that may not be aware, you do not have to let the police come into your house. He had no right to walk into her house because he doesn't have a warrant.
No.
So he followed her inside the house. He should have never been inside the house. Also, the officer that followed her inside the house, his body cam is turned off. The body cam footage that you see right now is his partner's body cam. So he turned his body cam off. Always remember that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you very much for that, Sabs.
Yeah.
I know you're already here. Hello? Yeah, I need I got the sheriff department here, but I was calling for help from y'all.
So everything, for the most part, is pretty chill and calm, right? Until they start asking about, like, what's your name? She doesn't want to give her last name, but she actually doesn't have to. By law, she doesn't have to. She didn't even have to let them inside her house because they do not have a warrant. But they press, even though that should have been the end of it while they were still outside.
No, hold on, okay?
You can hang out.
For what? Just 1 second, okay? I got the door, okay? Okay. paperwork. Can you grab that Bible, please?
Yeah. Hey, I just need your name so we can get out of here. Was there any damage previous to your car?
Previous, yeah.
Okay, what was the damage?
A dent, I believe.
But what about windows?
Oh, it was something that happened earlier.
Okay, perfect. What is your last name? Shouldn't have to think about your last name.
Okay.
You're not in trouble. I just need to text.
Massey.
Huh?
Massey.
Yeah. You have an ID? That makes things so much easier.
And
Why do
pause.
you need the ID?
So does everybody understand the tricks that the police department plays? Like these are kind of tricks that they play with you. Now you called them for help, but then they show up and they don't find what you reported. So then they turn you into the suspect. So notice what he does. He says, can I get your last name? You shouldn't have to think about your last name. You're not in trouble. Notice these words. You're not in trouble. Why don't you just give me your ID? So you see what they do? That's a trick that police officers would do. Again, this is her home. She does not have to give them her ID at all.
Yeah.
This is what they do. They're trying to fish for warrants. And this is one of the reasons people in the chat keep asking why he keep asking about the vehicle, because he's fishing for warrants. He's fishing for anything that he can get to fill that quota. Because, this is all a job to these people. They're not there to help anybody. They're there to fill their quota. And he's going to get it either way. So if that, you see he ran the plates, the numbers to the plates, it probably came back,
Yep.
It wasn't the owner. It wasn't in any crime or whatever the fuck it may be. So they can't touch the vehicle. So now they're going to try to get her. What is your last name? What is your first name? And then if she got any outstanding warrants or any kind of warrant, any ticket, then he's going to take her in. This is what this all is about, fishing for warrants, and you couldn't get what you wanted, and you crashed the fuck out.
Yeah. And so I'm going to go right to the part where they ask her to take the pot off the stove, but that's about it. That's as far as I'm going to go. But
Have your ID for me.
Okay.
Your ID. One task at a time. So let's do an ID, and then you can dig around for your paperwork.
I don't know where my ID is.
You see that stack right there, maybe?
1 second.
Check on her.
Let me get this.
No, we don't need
This
a
is
fire.
watching the occupation.
Right.
then he tells her to take the pot off the stove because he says we don't need a fire.
Right.
Just turn the burner off.
Let me just say that's the sole reason why she went over to the stove is because he told her to.
Yeah. Like my thing is like just turn the burner off. That's it. Not even need, but whatever.
Okay. Let me see. Okay. Where you going?
Huh?
Where you going?
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I would rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Huh?
Rebuke you in the name of
You better fucking not. I swear to God, I'll fucking shoot you right in your fucking face.
Now, that was the part where he actually pulls his gun, and it's like literally in 5 seconds between him saying that, pointing his gun at her, and then literally shooting her 3 times.
And by the way, the part that you also don't see is that when he pulls out the gun on her, like the pot is down. It's not in her hand. Yeah. She has the pot holder. I saw a slow motion of this. She had the pot holder in her hand. She put that down and she puts her hands up and she cowers down, and he shot her anyway. Yeah.
And then on top of it, a lot of people are now trying to say, well, his partner, he doesn't deserve any vitriol or to be, looked at in a bad way at all. Jeez. No. His partner literally pulled out his gun too.
Yep.
The partner pulled out his gun.
De-escalated the situation. He's supposed to say, hey, put up your weapon. There is no threat here. So yeah. as far as I see it, he deserved to be charged just as well. He deserved to be sentenced just as well. It's just like the same analogy that we always use. If me and Nick was driving and I just fucking shot somebody, Nick going to jail too. He's an accomplice. Yep. Yeah. He is in this crime. So keep that same energy for these fucking people, for these cowards with a badge and a gun.
Yeah.
No, the other thing too is that he lied. The report that he gave, which is after the shooting, which you do see, by the way, after he shot her in the head, she was still alive. The other officer said, "Let me go grab my kid." And he said, no, she's shot in the head. She's done. But then you see when he walks over to her, she was still breathing.
Yeah.
And
He
so
said that.
when the rest of them show up, he says, "Oh yeah, she charged at me with boiling water."
Yeah. And she did not. So the officer lied.
And they're not trained to shoot in the head, by the way, for people wondering. Like when they're trained to shoot the middle of the body, the trunk of the body, not the head. So he shot her in the head. He shot her to kill her.
Yeah. That was a kill shot. And so, of course, the family spoke out about what exactly happened. And of course, there are many people who are now speaking out against the officer. Now, the officer was arrested and is being charged with murder. So
3 counts, I think. He's been charged with 3 different counts.
Yeah. And that
this
is
ain't even the same shit. I mean, this ain't even new, because what I'm hearing, and I hope this isn't true, that I was gonna share, but I hope this isn't true, that her little cousin just got shot by the same police department not even a couple of weeks ago, and that body camera footage should be out in the next day or so. So we're gonna have that footage out, and I guarantee, like, if that's so, then this is nothing but retaliation, and they really, really should look into that department, because if they're cut, it was a little boy. It was a little boy who got shot and killed by the same department. So if that's true, then they really need to look into this department for retaliation against this family, because ain't no fucking way.
Yeah. Here's Sonya Massey's father.
But you know what I want? I want justice for my baby.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
You killed the wrong black woman this time.
Amen. Amen.
What is your last?
I'm just going to skip this part. Just go continue with the father, because they're cutting in and out from the body cam footage.
But I want to tell y'all, the sheriff is an embarrassment, because this man should have never had a badge. He should have never had a gun. He should have never been given the opportunity to kill my child.
I don't know where my
Let's continue on.
This man had 2 convictions for DUI. He had a conviction for driving under the influence. And he was a member of law enforcement.
My Lord.
What an embarrassment. What an embarrassment to this country, to this county.
I was just going to say, apparently that police officer had worked at several other police departments too.
In 3 years,
In 3 years, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he was a known problem. Now, someone said, I really want to go ahead and highlight this, because someone said in the chat, Casey said, let's see Candace Owens justify this. She's already trying to make a way to defend the officer. And what she did, because again, it's really hard to argue against this one. So what she did is that she called out Joe Biden's tweet and said, more white people are shot by the police than black people. And she said, Joe Biden's trying to make this political, and that's on purpose. That's to get you to turn your attention away from what actually happened in that video. Because like I said, with this one in particular, it is very hard to defend the police officer, but surely she would be willing to do a background check into this police officer, maybe do a documentary about him the same way she did about George Floyd, and look into his past and find out some things about him. But again, that's not what she's paid to do.
Yeah.
Always remember that.
I also want to share this because a lot of people talk about, well, it's just a bad apple. No, baby. It's not a bad apple. It's the entire. It's not just the tree. It's the soil that they grow out of. Here's from Tariq Nasheed. He says, suspected white supremacist race soldier Sean Grayson, who was the police officer who racially executed Sonya Massey, I would say it was a lynching, has the totem cop tattoos on his arm, and these symbolisms are associated with the neo-Nazi white supremacist groups.
Yeah, guys, what do you guys think happened?
That's him. That's the pig.
What do you guys think happened to the children of the KKK wizards, for example? And this is why people will always crack me up when they say racism is dead. This is an issue. This is something that my dad taught me when I was like 8 years old. Because my dad used to get in street fights with Klan members in Alabama. My dad grew up in the deep South during Jim Crow. He has some story for your ass for all the people saying racism is dead. The people that he got into those street fights with, they're still alive. And they raise kids. So my dad brought something very simple to me when to explain to me how racism is dead. He's like, bro, the same people that lynched us has kids. And do you think these people who was part of KKK, do you think they raised their children to be social justice warriors? To be sensitive and inclusive? No, they raised them with the same ideology. So what happened is during the 60s, when laws started being rolled back, what happened was a lot of KKK people, they infiltrated the police and they got into high positions in society. And a lot of people think that's the end of the story. Do you know they got wives, right? Where do you think the wives went? They became school teachers. They became nurses. And they realized, all right, let's infiltrate this system and let's continue to implement our ideology of white dominance. And this is the reality. That's why you're not going to see white channels cover this story. Because it's inconvenient to their narrative, isn't it? RBN is the only channel. Savvy covered this as well. We're the only channel that can touch into this stuff because everyone who want to ignore the scourge, the toxic ideology of white nationalism, and this police force that is embedded with that, that's completely contradictory to their ideology. That's why they're going to ignore this story. They're going to ignore the police occupying our neighborhood and executing our people. When you see that video, that is what an occupation looks like. That is what occupation looks like. And at what point are we going to start uniting against the pigs? At what point do people are going to start realizing who the true enemy are? We need our own government. The fact that she even had to call the pigs for help is a problem. But I don't want to blame the people because it's actually a good strategy by the establishment. They weakened and they isolated us. We more isolated than ever before. You have black people care more about rappers, basketball players, and celebrities. Meanwhile, they don't know who their neighbor is. It's still crazy. Jerome, he was there when we were passing out diapers in Kansas City, in South Kansas City. The people look at me like I'm crazy. Like, wait, why are you doing this? What's the hook? What's the gimmick? I'm just giving you some diapers because I want to, brother. And I made lifelong friends because of that, because it's so rare. At what point are we going to unite the community against the pigs and their sympathizers? This is not liberalism. Liberalism is not going to solve this, my friends.
Yeah.
I'm talking about forming our own governments, having our own community protection to prevent this from happening in the future. Go ahead, JB.
Well, I just want to address to some of the people who go, some of the people who get upset whenever we talk about wanting to defund the police and wanting to, recreate public safety in the image of being for the workers. Especially a lot of white people who will say, well, if you guys, why are you guys upholding people like George Floyd and what have you? Number one, we don't uphold him. Is y'all executed him, right? Yeah. Number two,
and they won't let him rest in peace. Like they pretend the black community made a hero out of George Floyd. You're the motherfuckers who won't let him rest in peace. Why are you guys making George Floyd videos years after his death? Let the brother rest in peace, motherfucker. He didn't want to go out like this. No one wanted to make a hero of him, but sorry, go ahead, JB. Go ahead, JB.
Well, no. And my question is, if you guys get mad at us for highlighting what happened to people like George Floyd, and now what happened to people like Sonya Massey, why aren't you all up in arms and marching for Tony Tempa? Do y'all know who Tony Tempa was? Tony Timpa was a white man where a police officer kneeled on his back for 14 minutes and killed him just like George Floyd. Where was all the white people out there marching for Tony Timpa?
That's exactly what I'm saying. If they,
That's
if
not
they,
so the thing is that when people talk about, oh, well, you guys are marching for George Floyd, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine. Where were y'all for Tony Timpa?
Because it's not even really about black and white. It's about they protecting the police, that they still believe that the police are, they still are pro-police. That's what it really comes down to. So like I said, with this one, it's really hard to argue in favor of the officer. So like I was telling people, what do they do? Like, what are they doing right now? And I told you guys, when I covered this the other night, I told you guys, most white left commentators are not going to cover the story. That includes the ones who covered George Floyd. After George Floyd, there were a number of police brutality cases that we still covered. All of a sudden, they just stopped talking about it. They stopped talking about it. And you'll pay attention to it. I told you they would not cover the story because it's not important to them.
No,
it's not something they really got to deal with. They don't have to worry about. They covered George Floyd because that was massive, massive trending news. But in reality, this is not something that they have to deal with in their life. They don't have to worry about the police stopping them when they're driving home from work and them going home with their life. They don't have to deal with that.
And why are we allowing people to play stupid about this? And JB, I'll pass right to you, but why are we allowing white America to play stupid about this? Like they don't know this happening. At this point, I'm losing my patience. Like at this point, you guys know what's going on. And it's not that you guys approve of the police despite having ignorance. It's because you guys want this. And to prove otherwise, white America knows exactly what happened, and they want hitmen. They want colonizers and occupiers in our community. And this is a problem that has to be addressed, and people don't want to address it because it hurts their feelings. This is the big problem with trying to take over the Democratic Party. And this is the miscalculation I made. I made a calculation that, if we give the liberals a choice, they would choose better. No. White liberals see cop cities popping up. They love that shit. They see Obama squash the Bernie movement and squash Medicare for all. They love that shit. At what point do we stop giving Democratic voters the benefit of the doubt? At what point do we give the class loyal white suburbanites, stop giving them benefit of doubt? They see the same videos we see. They see that shit and they like, that's perfect. Now, what do we do with that information?
Yep.
I'll tell you something else too, and it's been very bothersome to me. Like JB said, George Floyd is dead. And here we are years later, and all these people are now all of a sudden, all the people who criticize Candace Owens, now all of a sudden she's this positive figure because she was censored. Now, I agree that she shouldn't have been censored. But what kills me are the black people who are giving her a pass because of the censorship and are not taking her to account on the anti-black shit. And we're way too nice to this woman. Like, I'm sorry. Some people just trying to get their bag. And it's very obvious to me that that's what some people are doing. Here we got another police brutality, a murder, because that's what we're going to call them. They're murderers. And all those people who were so nice and like, oh, yeah, let's sit down, let's talk and da-da-da and all that kind of stuff. And Candace Owens is out there again trying to make excuses for what happened to this woman.
Yeah.
And none of y'all held her account.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, but sorry to yell, but that pisses me off because none of y'all sat down there with that woman and none of y'all called her on her bullshit because you were trying to further your career.
And also, Candace Owens, if you ever watch this, shame on you, because this woman was a Christian woman. And one of the last words that she said was, she said, I condemn, I
rebuke you.
I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. And then after that, she said, I'm sorry. She was a Christian woman, and you tout yourself as a Christian. And you're sitting here. Look, trust me, I know the Bible. I preached the Bible for 20 years door to door. I was an evangelical. All right. You can't tell me shit. Okay. And let me tell you something right now. You're sitting there making excuses for a police officer that shot her in the face. You're one of your fellow Christians. And you talk about how Christians are being suppressed and they're being persecuted. in this country. Yet you saw one that's persecuted and you make excuses for the persecutor?
See, this is why I didn't give a fuck when she got deplatformed. I was honestly like, yes, this would do great. This is great. You know, we don't need mouthpieces like this. We don't need black faces with these mouthpieces of a white man. You know, this is great. This is great news.
Remember, people was wondering why I was laughing about it. I made a hotspot. People like, Nick, why are you laughing about it? Like, this is funny. She made her bed and she's sleeping in it. And there are a lot of people confused about what it means to be class loyal. You know, the people that say, oh, you guys are focused on race. We need to focus on class. How is supporting a millionaire, Candace Owens, who support a capitalist military militia in our police, how is that class loyal? How is supporting Candace Owens, who is a capitalist? Remember, black capitalists are capitalist first, blacks fourth or fifth.
And the Christian thing. Okay. I was just going to say that the Christian thing is just a convenient excuse to deflect from the racial issues. You know, this woman said a couple of days ago on Twitter that if she had to choose her favorite race, it would be Asian people. Anything that is anti-black. So if you can see what's happening to the Palestinian people and you can have some empathy and support for Palestinian kids dying, which we all do, but we also have that same empathy when it happened when black kids are dying. You do not. You take that time and you use your platform and the audience that you have. You use that to shit on the black community because that's what your audience relies on. You sit back and you try to find ways to make white people feel comfortable. That is your brand. Yep. So if she were to call out that police officer, a lot of people in the audience be like, oh no, what's happening? Is she changing? Oh no, da da da. So what do you have to do? You have to say, okay, well, the Democrats are using this to make it political. When I covered that story, I didn't make it political at all. I covered the incident that happened. You had to bring politics into it to satisfy your right-wing white supremacists that you have in the audience. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand why anybody can't see past this bullshit. This is crazy. I'm tired of seeing police kill people that are unarmed and getting away with it. I'm tired of it. I done seen these videos for years. And it doesn't matter if it's a Democrat or Republican in the White House. Cops are still killing unarmed people.
Yep. And my thing is to Candace Owens, where were you talking about the police cover-up of the murder of Noah Bush? Oh, who was Noah Bush? Oh, I talked about it on Sunday on RBN. Noah Bush was an 8-year-old little boy that was killed by a 10 and 11-year-old white boy. And yet the police covered it up for 55 days. And nobody talked about it. I talked about it on RBN. I didn't hear nothing from anybody else. Little black boy. Or what about Sensei Reed, a 13-year-old boy that was shot by police? How many people talked about Sensei Reed, right? So we're going to talk about these things. And then there was a point that was made by Roger Meadows. Thank you so very much for this, because I think this also hits the nail on the head. Roger Meadows says, if the argument is that this happens to whites more than blacks, then they just admitted that we have a lack of police accountability problem.
And my response to that is, I used to have fun with these people whenever they said it during 2020, because I was very active in the George Floyd protest. They said, why are you guys just complaining about police killing black people? They kill white people too. I'm like, why are you not in the streets then, motherfucker? Like, these poor white people are the most confusing people in the planet to me. Poor white people, oh my God, the police killing black people, they're killing us too. Oh, hit the streets. Why are you fighting us?
Right.
Why do poor white people fight us? Protecting the country that stole trillions from Africa. Stole trillions from the global south. Let your white ass poor, and you still defending the police. Someone please explain it to me.
That's what I wanted to say earlier. Like, it's not our fault. And like, look, if you don't like that the police is shooting, like the police shoot white people at a higher percentage, it's more white people. And that's y'all say it like it's not a bad thing, dog. Killing somebody is fucked up in the first place. But for the simple fact that 12% of this population can even be on the same fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucked up. That we are getting killed at the same rate. That means black people are getting killed at a higher rate. Do you understand? So hit the streets. If you don't like it, if you don't like what this government is doing to you and your people, how they sicken their fucking dogs on your people, will hit the fucking streets. We do it all the fucking time. If we can't hit the streets, then we're gonna be on our podcast. We're gonna do it on our TikToks. We're gonna make people aware. We're gonna boycott shit. Have you did that shit? No, because let's be honest. You like we saying this shit. You motherfuckers are closet racists. You motherfuckers are closet racists. You want to see black people die. You love to see black people dying, but it hurts you when you see your people killing each other, because when you see they can kill a black woman who's going through mental problems, no gun in her hand. They don't even see her as a human. They can arrest a school shooter. They can arrest a mass murderer, a mass shooter actively shooting. They can arrest him alive with a gun in his hand because they see him as a human, and they're going to try to talk to him and calm him down. Hey, Johnny, you know, this isn't like you, but we don't even get that benefit of the doubt. They just shoot our people because they don't even see us as fucking people. So hey, it is what it is. If you don't like how your people being treated, do what the black people do. Revolt.
Can I, JB, when you're done, can I introduce a quick, because I think it relates to the overall theme, but you can finish your presentation. I said not even a full segment, but a quick little story that relates to what we talk about. But go ahead, JB. I'll pass it to you
before
first.
I do that, I just want to share this. I'm not sure what's going on with the website, but if you guys like to, you guys can go to 10 Demands for Justice. This actually talks about the defunding the police, because I want to talk about a solution. So we need to demand that funds are reallocated away from police and back to us. And by us, I'm not talking about some private public partnership BS. I'm talking about straight to us, because this does not make any sense. So I highly suggest you guys go. I'm not sure what's going on with the website, but I'll give you guys this link.
They always fucking with our website, man. It's something that we always have to fucking deal with at 10 Demands. I gotta hit Zoe up and see what happened. I gotta hit up Awkward as well. They always, like, our website will go up and it'll go down all the time. I gotta hit them up to see what's going on.
But yeah, so I mean, if you guys can look for 10 Demands for Justice, that actually gives a great comprehensive list of answers for creating true public safety in our areas. You can go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, and this is not even a full segment, but I want to share this just to show you guys the unhinged.
I'm sorry. Can I do the super chats real quick first?
Well, it's not gonna be that long, JB. It's not gonna be that long because it's on theme. It's on theme.
Okay.
Because I want to show you guys, and then we can read super chat, and then we get to our next story. This is the person that liberals wanted to be president, Gavin Newsom. Now, we see the police are used to occupy our communities, correct? They are used as hitmen of white supremacists to execute our people. And now they also use in class struggle, which is why I'm very, very fucking confused on why poor white people support the police. And I'm not nice. I've not hurt you guys' feelings. You gotta deal with it, because there's massive confusion in the white community, because the police don't even serve your interest. They serve the interest of the capitalist class. But they see cops killing black people, and they see cops occupying black people's community. I guess it make them feel better. Now, if you're a police officer and you don't decline this order, are you a good cop? So here's the headline. Gavin Newsom issues order for removal of homeless camps in California. So there's a reason why I say ACAB, my friends. All cops are bastards. Because how are you a working cop and haven't been demoted yet? So if I was a cop and I was given an order to tear down a homeless encampment, I'd be like, how is it serving the people? I mean, I'm like, no, I don't feel like I just oppose my oath. If I was given an order to evict a person because they wasn't able to pay rent, I'm like, man, I don't feel like this is me living up to my oath of protecting and serving the people. I decline the order, as is my rights, and I will get fired. So every single cop who do not do this, you cannot say they're a good cop. They are servants of the capitalist class. And I want to give you guys initial reaction. We go super chats. Here's Gavin Newsom's response to this. No more excuses. We provide the time. We provide the funds. Now it's time for the locals to do their job. For one, did you though? And now we have Democrats that are building cop cities all over the country, and now having a mass assault on the homeless population, where black people are 40% of the homeless population, despite being 13% of the population. This is class war. Meanwhile, liberals want us to be worried about Project 2025. as they wage war against homeless people across the country. Now, long story. I just want to give you guys any reactions, Rome, Stabby, JB, before we move on.
I mean, that's California, man. It's fucked up. California is a fucked up place, but it just goes to show it's what liberalism will always get us, you know. And the confusion that white people have, poor white people have, I want to touch back on what you were saying. Their confusion is that they think they are part of this system. You see, when we speak up against this system, and like if we say, you know, this is unjust, this isn't right, what is the response? Go back to Africa, or you know, you get the liberal. They tell you the liberal. Well, you know, it's always some type of excuse for white supremacy, and this is why they always speak up for the system when we speak against the system. Poor white people still have their blinders on. They still are being tricked by the rich man by thinking that they are better than us. You know what I'm saying? Just because of their skin color, or maybe the position that they are in life at the moment. But they are tricked. They are bamboozled, I should say. And they should sit back and really look. What have you really been? How have you benefited from having all these privileges, having all of these, you know, all of these steps before people can even get their foot on the ground? Look at your life compared to the rich whites. Yeah. You're focused on the wrong fucking people. So stop speaking against the people when we speak up against unjust, when we speak up against police brutality, when we speak up against capitalism. You know, your response shouldn't be, you know, go back to Africa, go back to fucking wherever the fuck you came from. It should be, hey, yeah, you're right. Let's get this shit together. What the fuck?
If you don't like it, you can get out. You can get out. Go to China. You like China so much. Go
because I mean, what it shows you is that both parties are pro-police.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I'll read this comment because this is why we say class equals race. Race is class. Remember the conversation I used to have with the scholars at Bet Big Media who live in China? There's no reason to disconnect class and race. Like I said here, dude, I'll read Chris' comment here. Dude, that racism intermingled with classism, that black people are 10% of the population or 40% of the homeless population. That's a stat that I've been repeating for years, my friends. How many people repeat that? All the people that say racism is dead. Well, how many people repeat the fact that 65% of all civil asset forfeiture cases are black men, not white people? You guys don't even know what the police state is doing. I have no idea. But you guys instinctively defend them. Why? Why? Because you're more patriotic. You're more patriotic to your skin color. You're more patriotic to your community. Because we're the real patriots. Because we want the country to live up to its ideals. Even though we have no fucking reason to. Based on what you guys did to our family, to our lineage, we should want this country to burn. But despite that, we're not even after revenge. Despite the fact that we should, we're not even after revenge. We want this country to be better, despite all this shit is done to us. Meanwhile, who's fighting us? Poor white people.
If you used to look at any other study, if you used to look at any other study or any other country doing this to a group of people, you would agree. These people are occupied. These people are targeted. The police industrial complex, fucking all of this shit. Look at the studies. Look what black people are going through, and don't even think about them as black. Don't even think about us as black people. Look at us like how you would see the Palestinians. Look at us how you would see, you know, any Arab nation. Look at it. Look at the studies, and we are an occupied race. We are occupied. They have our fathers. They took our fathers away from us. They put crack cocaine in our fucking neighborhoods. That was right off of Jim Crow. Man. We are living in occupied ghettos where the police has more fucking power than our mayors. Yeah. And they can do what the fuck they want. They kill the fuck they want. They rape who they want. And it barely even gets out, like that one police officer going around and raped over 200 black women and been doing that shit for 12 fucking years.
And I'll say too, to that point, this is why, like, when people make little jokes and stuff about Baltimore, and people say Baltimore is poor and it's a hellhole and da-da-da, and everybody's like all, you know, unemployed and da-da-da and all that kind of stuff. You know, Baltimore wasn't always like that. My parents grew up during a time in Baltimore where it was actually a thriving place to live because there were factories in the city, and a lot of Black people that moved to Baltimore during the Great Migration got those jobs in the factories. They don't mention the fact that when you talk about the drug issue, they don't tell you who brought the drugs into the community. They don't tell you that it was purposely brought in to try to kill and destroy the Black community in Baltimore, which is a majority Black city. They don't tell you that. They don't talk about what happened to all those factory jobs, how those factories closed and they sent those jobs overseas. So now you have a whole group of Black people that moved there for those jobs, and then they don't have the jobs, and then you bring drugs in. So you're just looking at a big like disaster right there to happen. They don't talk about that. They make it sound like one day Black people just woke up and decided that they were just going to go do drugs and commit crime. They don't tell you who brought it in.
That sounds like critical race theory to me, Savvy.
They
literally
built
they complain about critical race
were.
theory, and they complain about us telling these stories. I'll pass right to you, Ron. Don't worry. I'll pass to Roman. We get JB. I know you want to chime in, JB. But they complain about critical race theory and us using the race card because they don't want to know the truth. Like the truth hurts them so much that they want to censor it. They push this critical race theory propaganda, which essentially demonizing learning. And Ron DeSantis and these white conservatives openly say, "Oh man, we gotta prevent these people from brainwashing our children to hate in our country." And people just clap along with it like stupid train seals. But go ahead, Roman and JB. Sorry.
I mean, like, what would make their children hate this country? The truth. I mean, that's all Black people have been saying. Like we have no reason to over exaggerate or lie on this government. There's facts, stats, whatever the fuck you want. You can Google it. You can see it right there in your neighborhood, right there for you. There's no reason for Black people to lie on this fucking government. We have been through enough. So what is it that you're trying to hide? You know, what is it that will make your children hate this damn country? Is it the racism? Is it how you treat people worse than animals? Yes, you treat Black and brown people worse than your fucking animals. Like you're so fucking stupid. Like it's stupid. It's stupid. And yes, your children is gonna hate you once they figure out the truth. Taking away books isn't gonna stop us from teaching the truth. You know what I'm saying? Shutting down these computers ain't gonna stop us from teaching them. They're gonna figure out this shit, and whether you like it or not, your children will hate you because there's gonna be a new way of thinking, a new way of living, and a whole new life out here. The kids are way more browner than what they used to be. Everybody is fucking mixed now. So yeah, and imagine growing up in a country where you are a dying race. You are a dying race, but you have thoughts that you are alpha omega. You are better than, and you putting that shit on your kids. They're going to be shown from the rest of the world. And I guess, you know what I'm saying? I guess y'all gonna have to stay in your little small towns.
Not only that,
the world not having that shit.
The other thing too is a lot of the businesses, particularly in Black neighborhoods in the city, like a lot of the businesses aren't even Black owned anymore. You can't even go into, especially like if I go to visit my relatives in Baltimore, all the beauty supply stores are owned by Asian people. Black people don't own those stores. This is what I've been trying to tell people. All the convenience stores on the block in Black neighborhoods, they're owned by other racial groups. They're not owned by Black people.
Yeah. Yeah. And I have a little homework assignment for everybody that's watching. I want you guys to go into the Google machine and I want you to research exoneration rates by race. Go ahead. See who has the highest exoneration rate by race in the United States. And that'll let you know how unjust the justice system really is.
They know that shit. These weak ass motherfucking Americans, they make up every fucking excuse because they don't want to fucking be. No, please don't tell me the truth, JB. No, please, I don't want to know. Like, you know how weak and dumb Americans are. Like, I look at them like, no offense to the chat. I know we got a lot of American viewers and whatnot. I love y'all, but man, a lot of Americans are just not there. They're not going to be there. You guys are going to die dumb, deaf, and blind. You're going to die dumb, deaf, and blind. And that's just plain truth. From the bottom of my heart, you're gonna die dumb. Like you Americans, y'all find so many, you sit here and watch people get lynched and say, oh, well, it's not happening everywhere. It shouldn't happen nowhere. Why are you making up excuses for lynching?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Palestinian. We shouldn't vote for Kamala Harris because of what's going on with Congo, Yemen, Palestinian. But what about me? What about you dumbass niggas? Yeah. That's why you dumb as hell now. That's why your cops killing your ass now because you're not into foreign policy. You don't even know who the fuck train your cops. You don't even know who the fuck they're using those weapons on before they come in and use it on your ass. That's why you're gonna stay. That's why you're gonna die dumb. And you probably ain't gonna be part of the fucking solution. You probably ain't gonna be part of the protest or anything like that. But you might still get killed by the same system that you was just taking up for. So hey,
I love you guys. This is very therapeutic. There's nothing more therapeutic than RBM Roundtable. Well, I get to hear my brothers and sisters speak. But go ahead, Jamie and Sam. I'm not sure who wants to go next.
All right, so guys, go ahead and give the stream a like. We're going to go into the chat just to give the super chat some air, and then we'll move on to our next subject. I want to make sure we get into that as well. If you guys see any super chats that I didn't star, please make sure to star them as I go through these, but I think I got them pretty much all. So we're going to start off with Jay Tolbert says, Nick. Oh, we already said that. Okay. So now Gangrene Thumb says, I'm definitely not voting blue, but because of stories like this, how do I sleep at night not voting against red?
Well, voting third party is also voting against red.
Yeah.
And guys, if you never did it before, it feels good. It feels good not voting for evil, man. And so you don't have to choose. Remember, guys, who's in charge of New York? Eric Adams. That's Democrat. That's NYPD ran by Democrats. LAPD, the most gangster organization probably on earth is the LAPD. They literally run drug smuggling operations. Like I've done much research into LAPD. Who runs the LAPD? Democrats. Who building cop cities all over the country? Democrats. So my anger I have during Republicans, guys, I used to have Trump derangement too in 2016 when I first saw him. I had George W. Bush Jr. derangement, guys. I remember I voted for Obama in 2012 because I was afraid of Mitt Romney. I fundamentally get the fear of Republicans. That shit died in me the second when I realized Democrats are the same. Like when I realized Obama has continued George W. Bush policies. You know what I mean? So don't get me wrong. I would never, ever talk you guys down of hating Republicans. I just want you guys to understand Democrats are the same. In fact, they are more efficient. They're the most efficient evil. You want to know all the motherfuckers who are apologizing for Joe Biden right now because of genocide will be on the streets if Donald Trump was president doing what he's doing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But, anyway, go ahead, guys. I don't want to rant, but that was my thought. Hopefully that make you feel better because I get it, man. Trust me, I get it. But go ahead, JB.
Yeah. Thank you very much for that, Nick. This one says, Casey McCoy says, let's see Candace Owens justify this. Oh, gosh. Anyway, moving on. Thank you very much for that, Casey, though. Thank you so much to Zachary. I almost called you Zachary Targaryen. Sorry, Game of Thrones reference. But there's been a member for 3 months said, sad things this, sing this, sing Uncle Tom, YouTubers say justified. Some of them are still justifying her death, which is absolutely horrid. Yep. We have La Senora says, are you guys familiar with Jason Black from Black Authority?
I am.
I think
a couple times.
I think I've watched him a couple times as well. The Black Authority. Yeah. Thank you very much for that.
Otto. Sorry, JB. Can I read this one? Because I saw
Sure.
All right, JB. He said, yeah, you guys in the U.S. shouldn't feel bad not voting for more blue imperialism. It's still imperialism. Well said. I saw that comment. So go ahead, JB. I just wanted to.
That's a good one, too. Otto says, officer safety is not the law. It's an excuse for cops to be cowards. Never forget Uvalde, Texas.
Yep.
Good one. Yeah.
Remember how Barack Obama said the number one job of a police officer is to come home safe?
Yep.
That's your fucking job. Like,
No.
you guys see how they just completely rewrote the concept of public safety. The job of a police officer is not to come home safe; it's to protect the public.
Is to keep you safe, not them.
Man, our country is so cooked. Go ahead, JB. So cooked.
Yep. Matt Miller coming in saying, appreciate all of you. Well, we appreciate you, Matt. Thank you so very much. We have Cool Blue coming in saying, does Candace Owens have black people like a self-loathing gay man, or does she like only particular black people? Makes me wonder if she even likes her own kids. I don't know.
No, she liked them because she said she feels the sorrow for the Palestinian kids because when she looks at them, they look like her children because they're the same complexion. So she feels for them.
Oh, come on, man.
While not realizing they're black.
There's no way. There's no way.
I told you she actually said that. I told you she actually said that stuff and nobody pushed back or nothing.
Yeah.
And
as you push back.
Yeah, guys, there's nothing better in politics than listening to Savvy Sav expose Candace Owens. That's the greatest thing. Because you want to know, as white boys was being tricked by Candace Owens, they're like, oh my God, we finally found a good one of the good ones. We got one of the good ones. She's so smart. She one of the good. So as white people were falling over, you want to know who's been exposing her every single day for years? Black Twitter. Black Twitter clowns Candace Owens every day. She was considered a joke to me. Like, you guys know I never cover her. I don't cover her because I consider her a clown, the same class of like Jake Uger. It wasn't until recently, and to be clear, it was a smart business move of Candace Owens to pretend she cared about the Palestinians. Very, very shrewd, great business tactic. But for a very long time, she was considered a joke that white people liked because she told white people what they wanted to hear. But go ahead, JB, or Savvy Weber.
Right. Thank you very much. Roger Meadows says, just occurred to me maybe rebuke was for Hot Pot, not him. Maybe.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it could be.
Even still, it doesn't really matter. I mean, there's a lot of people that, like him saying that to her, like, why did that trigger him so bad? Why would I rebuke you in the name of Jesus? Why would that trigger the police officer?
Yeah, that was weird.
Mm-hmm. Christian says, this is why I love RBN. As the proud son of an Afro-Colombian and a Black Colombian, Black issues are front and center. Black is beautiful, y'all.
Much love to Christian.
Feeling nice now. Thank you. Jay Tolbert, thank you so much, says Chicago is removing homeless encampments around the United Center ahead of the DNC because the mayor and other local Dems don't want to look bad on a national stage. Same thing going on here.
Yeah, and I was going to say when I did my segment, but I forgot. But what did it say about a system that has to build a police state because they failed to solve a problem like homelessness? Is Xi Jinping sending out tweets like this? Are there Chinese leaders sending out tweets saying how they're going to send out cops to clean up homeless encampments? That doesn't happen. They don't have any homeless. Show me footage of that in the DPRK. You know the country you guys say is deeply authoritarian? Kim Jong-un, we should be afraid of him because he brutalizes his people, Rome. You guys know North Korea brutalizes their own people. Show me the footage of cops breaking up their homeless encampments. Hey, wait, what? They don't have any homeless? What? What? Get real, America. Get real.
They do that for the Super Bowl too.
Go ahead.
They do that for the Super Bowl too, by the way. They clear out the homeless people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So capitalism is unable to solve the problem of homelessness, so they resort in order to building a police state instead.
Yep.
That's why capitalism will always lead to authoritarianism, not communism. Not communism. We have no need to flex authority because we're taking care of our people. Capitalism needs authoritarianism in order to keep society running, so there's not mass homeless overrunning your white suburbs you enjoy. Decolonize your mind.
You know what would make a Dem mayor look good? If the DNC came in and it was like, yeah, we just built the fucking thing for all these homeless people. We're housing 100,000 homeless people, whatever the fucking number is in Chicago. Mm-hmm. If they would have did that, I'm pretty sure you would have looked way better than just sweeping off some fucking homeless people. Or you know what they're going to do? They're going to lock them up in jail for a couple of days. This is what they do. They lock them up in jail. And they keep the ones with the warrants. They let the ones go who's going to do those 3 days, and then they just back on the fucking streets.
Yep.
They back like nothing ever happened, and now not only this, they went to jail, so now they got a number, and as somebody with a number, I know that shit ain't nothing but a revolving door, so they can take you in anytime you like. They put you on some type of leash, some type of probation, some type of community service. If you don't complete it, you get punished again. So yeah, if they was to build actual, housing, I think that'll make the damn mayor look way better in Chicago. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a fucking commie.
Well, they do that here in Orlando. I mean, Orlando's actually a blue city. Orlando's a blue city, and Orange County is a blue county, and yet they still sweep homelessness under the rug too, and that's what's horrible about them. The next super chat we have is the Dirty Les. Thank you very much. Says F the police. Love y'all. Thank you so very much. And Chrissy says Dems want a cop city near an HBCU, Coppin State.
Yeah, I read an article a few months ago where they said Democrats are proposing cop cities in 30 of the biggest countries in the country. And of those 30 countries, like 20 of them was Democrat ran. You know what I mean? So that's my response to any moron who bring up Project 2025. We got Project 2024. And it's the massive cop city system that has been built. The infiltration of Zionist authoritarianism into our everyday life. You're not allowed to protest. Freedom of speech is being robbed. That's Project 2024. Project 2025 is just DLC. Go ahead, JB.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the chats on Rockfin, and then we can move on. I should also check to see.
That's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. What a troll! What a comment. Anyway, go ahead, JB.
All right, so here on Rockfin, thank you very much for the link. Here, Hemcar says list of 85,000 cops with records. All right, so I will share this link into the chat, Hemcar. Thank you so very much for this. And then we also have another one, Washington Post. To police officers, child sex abuse in America. So that's going to be an interesting one too. Thank you very much for these links. Hemcar always be coming with the receipts, man. Thank you so very much. Hemcar, thank you for this tip. Says hundreds of cops who sexually exploited kids and did no time. Oh my gosh. Wow, Hemcar, we coming with the receipts. And then Jeffrey.
That's a 2014, that's a 2024 article. I didn't read that. I didn't that. I might have to do a hotspot on that, fam. Hold up.
Yeah. I'll put the link in the chat.
I didn't read that article.
We got to remember, like, these people are a part of a gang. That is no secret. Police are a part of a gang, but like any other gang, you have to do some type of initiation ritual. You can't just hop in a gang with all of these secrets. You never know what the fuck is going on behind closed doors. You need to pass initiation, and sometimes it comes with a body. Sometimes they want you to kill somebody in order to know that you're down. This is what these police officers in America are doing. These are initiation rituals. When they killing people in their department is letting them get away with it, we're going to investigate ourselves, and we found nothing. That's all it is. It's an initiation ritual for these white supremacist gangs that's running our police departments here in America.
Yep. Let's go to this last one. Thank you very much to Jenny. Says it would serve Candace right to become penniless and have to live in a poor hood. Hope she doesn't need police. Boy, and then Hemcar says check out .edu and .gov links in comments prove they push drugs on U.S. streets.
The only thing I say to that is, does it make you feel slightly better that other people haven't taken that option? Like, there's only a handful of these people. Like, they're the Hodge twins, the Candace Owens out there, right? But that shit is a guaranteed meal ticket, my friends. Like, Rome, we always joke about it all the time. Like, bro, if we wanted to make a bag, fam, we would put a red hat on, and we were like, man, honestly, man, I've been thinking a lot, man. I think Trump has honestly got the best policy for Black America, man. Hey, no, I don't want to hear it, man. I think the media have been lying about Trump, to be honest, man. Trump always been, if we said that shit, we would be millionaires overnight. So at least it feels better that only a handful of traders took that cowardly route, right? But anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead, JB.
All right, so we are ready to go to our next story. So if you guys have not, go ahead and give a like to the stream. Let's go on to our next story. We're going to be talking about Obama has zero confidence in Kamala Harris. Now, this is going to be an interesting one. I want to hear more about this, Sabs.
Oh. Oh man, I called this one. So you guys know when it was announced that the donors chose Kamala Harris, of course, there hasn't been a real primary where people got to vote on whether or not they wanted, someone to be the nominee. So when the donor class chose Kamala Harris, there were a number of people that came out to support her and endorse her. Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton gave a public endorsement, right? Of course, Joe Biden did. I think Joe Biden was the first one to do so. Nancy Pelosi came out and gave a public endorsement, but Barack Obama did not endorse her. And I made a prediction back then that I believe the reason why he's not endorsing her publicly is because he doesn't believe that she can actually win. And it turns out that is the case, fam. Check this out. So, new article. Obama doesn't believe Kamala Harris can beat Trump, which is why he hasn't endorsed her. Sources. So I'm just going to read a little bit of this here. It says former President Barack Obama hasn't endorsed Kamala Harris' presidential bid because he doesn't think she can beat Donald Trump, according to a source close to the Biden family, which could just be Obama. It's funny. Following President Biden's shocking exit from the race on Sunday and his immediate endorsement of vice president, most of the Democratic elite have been quick to rally behind Harris. But Obama is a notable exception. Obama's very upset because he knows she can't win. The Biden family source told the Post. And there's one more quote I want to mention here. Obama knows she's just incompetent. The border czar, who never visited the border, saying that all migrants should have health insurance, she cannot navigate the landmines that are ahead of her. When you're running for president, there are things you can and can't say. And I want to mention this part here as well. But the source does not have high hopes for a TV debate between Trump and Harris. When Biden was still in the race, the second debate was scheduled for September 10th. Wait until the debate. She can't debate. She is going to put her foot in her mouth about Israel, Palestine, Ukraine. She's going to say something really stupid.
Isn't that all Democrats?
Said. Now listen to this. Obama knew this was going to happen. Joe knew this was going to happen. Now she is going to have to answer real questions. The White House did not respond to the Post request for a comment on this story.
They knew this was going. I mean, like I said in the last stream, the Democrats not only want this to happen, but they need this to happen. Like, let's be real. Like, from the people on the top to the fucking newscast to the podcasters, everybody needs Trump in office. He's a fucking meal ticket. Whether you are against him or whether you are with him, everybody is going to be fundraising off of Trump. Everybody is going to get more money for the grassroots movements. There's going to be more money in podcasting. There's going to be more people watching the news because they want to see what Trump has said. If he said something crazy, they all need Trump in office. And with Trump in office, 2020, they was making a lot of fucking money. Just straight up fundraising. I'm not Trump. Just straight up fundraising off I'm not Trump. It wasn't no policies. It wasn't no promises. It was just straight up I'm not Trump, and you guys fell for it. Hook, line, sinker. And then you got Biden in, and now look at you. All you motherfuckers broke as hell. can't sell it. You can't sell a Joe Biden story. You can't sell a Joe Biden story. Y'all all need Trump in office, and I feel like they did this on purpose. They set the woman up on purpose. They knew she was going to lose. Ain't nobody in the Democratic Party right now that has the clout or the name to go against Trump. They don't have the fucking money to go against Trump. Or like, let's be real.
That what I was about to say, because what does it say about the Democratic Party, which is screwed, that they have such a small bench because Obama kind of delusional. I see a lot of these anti-Kamala people who follow electoral politics is kind of delusional because they say, oh, well, Kamala Harris is deeply unpopular. We need to swap them. With who? Don't worry, I'll wait. Who? Pete Buttigieg? Is that your deep bench? You guys realize that the second most popular person in the last primary other than Joe Biden was Bernie Sanders. They have no one who is popular in the Democratic Party except people who are old. And now the Bernie coalition is falling apart. Who's this person? Who is this white knight that's supposed to ride in front of the ticket that's supposed to be more popular than Kamala Harris? The only person you can make an argument that willing to run is RFK Jr., and they would never accept him, right? They have no bid. Go ahead, Sabby. I know you want to go ahead, Sabby. Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. This is all on the DNC. This is all their fault because at the end of the day, there were people running against Joe Biden. Yeah. And if the DNC would have allowed debates, like Dem primary debates, I think a lot of the American people probably would have said, oh, wait a minute, some of these other candidates are sharper than Joe Biden. Doesn't mean they necessarily love those candidates, but if they would have seen them on the debate stage, maybe some of them would have leaned towards some of the other people. Maybe some of them would have leaned towards like a RFK or like a Dean Phillips. I don't think Cenk Uygur or Marianne would have gotten as much support, but I could see them going, people choosing to go in another direction. But they hand selected Kamala Harris. Nobody voted for Kamala Harris. Black Lives Matter Global Network has released a statement recently. They are very angry that there was no option to vote for someone. So they issued a statement against what the Democratic Party did for Kamala Harris because they said it gives people the impression that we don't have a democracy and the donors just pick people. But they do just pick people. That's the way it's been. So it could be, I know Bernie Sanders said recently, he was asked in a recent interview if he was going to endorse Kamala Harris. He said, he wants to see what her platform's going to be, but then he would most likely endorse her. But Obama will probably eventually endorse her too. But the fact that a lot of the other key players have come out publicly and endorsed her and he hasn't yet, and you have this source that's saying he doesn't think she can win.
I don't feel bad for Democrats because we have been telling y'all there's no democracy in the Democratic Party. Your votes are an illusion of choice. They told you on live TV. They said we're going to back room. I don't give a fuck what your votes say. I don't give a fuck if all y'all voted for Bernie Sanders, nigga. And even all the people who's running for president, they said, do you think that the voters should be able to pick the nominee? Do you think they always say hell no? Even fucking Elizabeth Warren disagreed that the voters should be able to pick their nominee. There is no democracy. I don't feel bad for you guys. So, I feel pity for you. And you know what? You're pathetic. You're fucking pathetic. All of these years and you still on your fucking knees. Get up and wipe your fucking mouth. So get off your fucking knees. What is wrong with y'all? We have been telling y'all this. Oh, now you can't vote. Now you can't vote in your fucking little illusion of choice. And now you seeing what the rest of us been seeing from the left side of the fucking party when we was trying to elect a Bernie Sanders or maybe a third party. No, you don't get to fucking come out and say, oh, this is unfair. No, bitch. No.
So feel free to put back on me, guys, because I'm very confused. When people say that there wasn't a primary, I'm confused. There was a primary. And people say, well, no, there wasn't a primary, Nick. It was rigged. They didn't allow debates. Exactly, idiot. What do you think the primary process in the Democratic Party looks like? So you had a lot of morons. You had the Vanguard. You had the Hill. You had Bree. You had, I forgot her name. Crystal Ball. She when she called us, she said, if you support a third party, you need to grow up. Because their assumption is that it's safer to run in a Democratic primary instead of running third party. So we have to flip this fucking narrative. This primary went exactly as planned. When people say there wasn't a primary and there wasn't an opportunity to vote, there was. Joe Biden got 80% of the vote, motherfucker. What are you guys talking about? What is Black Lives Matter talking about? What are people talking about when they say there wasn't a primary? There 100% was a primary. Democrat primaries are rigged. Why is that people understand? So when people say that you got a better chance to win as a Democrat versus third party, look at the last two primaries and tell me how that hypothesis make any sense. It is a primary. This is the result of Democratic primaries. It is not democratic. And I explained, Arvin explained to all the delusional Marianne Wilson supporters, what did we say to them on day one? We told them that the Democratic Party is willing to lose to the right. They are willing to lose to a fascist instead of allowing a progressive to win. Did we say that or did we not?
Yep.
This shit is not new. That's why I don't, and you guys can put back, but that's why I don't tolerate people saying there wasn't a primary, because there was. There was. This is the result of when you try to run as a Democrat. Marianne Wilson supporters who still haven't apologized for trying to grift the working class. That's why I have the position that I do. That I'm not letting them to live up this fucking fraudulent process that they push on the workers. The Marianne Wilson supporters now are like, we didn't have a primary. Yes, you did. It was just rigged, like we said when you came on our show, right? Go ahead, guys.
Just to let you guys know, I mean, Sabs, you actually talked to the Becks who actually litigated against the DNC fraud lawsuit.
That's right. Jared Beck and his wife, they were the lawyers that started the DNC fraud lawsuit with the help of Nico House. I don't know if a lot of people remember this, but Nico came to them and said, yo, they cheated Bernie Sanders in this primary. This ain't right. People need to be able to get their money back. And the Becks fought as hard as they could. And the judge, well, you got to hear, JB, you'll tell them exactly what they said.
Mm-hmm. Says DNC attorney Bruce Spiva says there's no such thing as a Democrat. The DNC just encourages people to vote for the Democratic Party. That's number one. Number two, no one has any right to an expectation of a fair election. If the DNC wishes to select a candidate in the primaries instead of a free election process, that is their right. Number three, donating money to Bernie Sanders or now any other candidate doesn't mean you thought that the money was going to assist him to win the primary. You have no right to think the DNC was obligated to follow their own charter and internal policies about elections. And number four, the peace studies response, discussion of and any dispute with the DNC do not belong in a transparent process in the court of law. The DNC is a private association which should never be asked to engage in the discovery process or have to reveal any of its internal workings or strategies should they decide to select a candidate rather than allow a fair election of a candidate.
So, guys, after this knowledge was put out, that's when Crystal Ball, the Vanguard, and many others advocated for Marianne Williamson, knowing it was a rigged game. So it's almost like they here to sheep herd the left to losses, right? But any other thoughts? Go ahead, Ron.
I don't like these Americans and their winning. What the fuck is a win, bro? Like, you know, they want to hurry up. They want some to be a flash and a bang. You know what I'm saying? It just come and go. Motherfucker, we talking about building real movements, building a movement that you can actually be a part of, building a movement that you actually can have your hand in, you can have some control in. If you win in a Democratic Party, you know your boss is Nancy Pelosi. Straight the fuck up. You know you're going to have to toe that fucking line. But if the Green Party or any kind of party to their left came in, then they're going to have to negotiate. They're going to actually have to do something, you know, to like, hey, you know, outleft us because we're gonna make them look bad. But I don't like their definition of winning because all of their wins became losses. Look at AOC, Ilhan Omar, all of them, Rashida Tlaib, and yes, she's standing up for Palestinians, but she's a fucking loser at the same fucking time. She still be standing up and clapping for these fucking imperialists, still be towing the line with her fucking voting. She still try to keep people in the Democratic Party with that no contest bullshit instead of just going independent and pushing people left like she should have when the first bomb had dropped. So she's all of them. Just Democrats, all of it. Failed. You won, but in the end, you lost the war. You lost it all.
I want to show you guys this poll real quick.
Sure.
Just real quick. I just want to remind everyone, 2016, some 88% of African American voters supported Hillary Clinton. 88% versus 8% for Donald Trump, right? Hillary Clinton still lost. Right now, Kamala Harris has about in the 70-ish percentage support for African Americans, according to the polls right now. Now, that could increase as we get to the election. But what I'm saying is Hillary Clinton had 88% of the African American vote, and she still lost. Obama had 93%.
Not looking good. Not looking good.
It's
I'm
not good. Not good at all.
I know in a couple of months it's going to be Blame Black Man Month. And I know you guys are revving up your engines and revving up those fryers to cook a nigga.
I can't wait for them to blame me. I can't wait.
They doing it now. Yeah. Roland Martin is blaming black men for not donating money and getting behind Kamala Harris. Now they raised all this money for Kamala Harris in 24 hours, millions of dollars, right? Why can't they, like Roland Martin and all of them, get together and do that for black communities?
Yes, Savvy. Yes, Savvy Sabs.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I'm telling you. Look,
I want to try to tell my story for Saturday.
Me and Soul have been crunching these numbers all night. Dog, do you know that fucking, what was it? I think, 60% of voters are women? Like, look, black men don't have the numbers to turn no fucking elections. We don't have that influence, that type of influence to sway any election. Even if you took all the people who was eligible to vote, all the people who wasn't, and you gave them a chance to vote, we still don't have those type of numbers that the white women do to fucking to change your vote over. I keep telling you, what white women want, white women get. They didn't want Hillary Clinton. You got Obama. They didn't want, you know what I'm saying? Yep. You're going to get what white women want because white women are the biggest voting bloc in America. Bigger than, I think it's only like 39% for white men. It's like 60% for white women.
Yeah. And not only that, but remember when Stacey Abrams lost the last time? Remember Stacey Abrams, they were blaming black men for not coming out to support Stacey Abrams. But when the polls were finally, like the results were released, it wasn't that black men didn't come out and vote for her. They did come out and vote for her. And actually a large percentage. Stacey Abrams didn't win with white women. It was white women who didn't come out and support her. And people like Roland, they know that. So that's what they're doing now. Look at this. So Roland Martin did this, right? So this is cringe. This is really cringe. Apparently on his Instagram, Roland Martin is like, he posts this flyer. And I said, what the hell is this? This is cringe as fuck. Roland Martin, white women, answer the call.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Show up for Kamala Harris. The fuck? So you see, they know that even if she gets support from the black, she's going to have to get white women as well. Because like I said, the number showed it was white women that didn't come out to support Stacey Abrams. So that's just so cringe.
They're not raising money to cancel medical debt for black families. Because, black families have the highest percentage of medical debt. They're not raising money for that.
Oh, no. Mm-mm. So, yeah, I mean, that's that story. I mean, look, I can understand why. So, yeah, Obama's like, hey, yeah, I ain't riding with her. And also, by the way, are people going to call Obama a racist and a sexist for not supporting Kamala Harris?
They ain't going to call him a war criminal. I doubt if they call him that.
Yeah.
I think Nick has to get to his story.
Yeah. So let me just do this one super chat really quick. Thank you from the Dirty Les, says our democracy is at stake, y'all. Thank you so much. They've been a member for 10 months. And then I also want to make sure I get to this. We have a Rumble rant. So I want to make sure I get to the Rumble rant. So this is from Goo81 says, what is RBN opinion on BB bringing his token African IDF soldiers and saying we are not racist, but skips the part of sterilizing Ethiopians and killing Afro-Palestinians along with others in Gaza? I think you just said all the answer right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get to that segment next, and also I had a banger yesterday. We got bangers after banger after banger. Me and Carl Zod did like a 2-hour rant about. I invite Carl Zod. We about to talk about China, NATO, Ukraine. Then BB gave his unhinged speech. I'm like, bro, Carl, we got to talk about this. So we dismantled all that in great detail. JB, any other chat? I want to cover it again because I want to get reaction from RBN fan. Plus, we got some more updates. So anything else you want to add, JB, before I move on? My statement not too long.
No, we're going into it right now. We're going to be talking about fallout from Netanyahu's address and why is Joe Biden squinting up at Netanyahu and Kamala is waving bye-bye to Netanyahu. All right, let's get into it, Nick. Let's talk about it.
So you guys know I'm always in the lab cooking. So to introduce this story, I'm gonna show you guys the hotspot that just dropped like an hour before our live stream today. You guys know, banger. So let's watch this video. I'll pass it to Sabby. I'm gonna get her thoughts first, and then we go around. Once again, my statement not long. I more just want to get your guys' thoughts about the craziness that we saw, and you guys get to see my hotspots that I'm very proud of. It takes a lot of work to put these together, more than you guys would think. So I'm always very proud when I release these unapologetically. So let's watch this, and I want you guys to respond.
In a massive act of treason, Congress indicted war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu to give a live address to Congress. And the criminals in Congress gave a standing applause to genocide. Isn't it clear now that our country has been completely hijacked? That's the true president of the United States. We have a Congress that only has a 13% approval rating, who invited someone who is hated by his own people and then treated him like a god. This is what authoritarianism looks like. And what did Benjamin Netanyahu spend his time doing? Smearing Americans, engaging in their First Amendment rights, supporting the ICC, who levy war crime charges against him. Never allow these Zionists, capitalist scum to convince you there's something wrong with protesting your government. Benjamin Netanyahu also made it clear that he wants your children to die for Israeli wars. Benjamin Netanyahu said Iran over 50 times. He was trying to sell war. This address was a glorified pro-war rally. This is the same man who advocated for us to go to war with Iraq and said it would lead to peace in the region. Getting older and wiser is essentially realizing that United States foreign policy is Israeli foreign policy. Benjamin Netanyahu even called for a NATO-style pro-genocide alliance that does the bidding of the Zionist entity. Someone arrest this crazy old man. Last night was truly one of the most treasonous events in United States history. Americans need to wake up to the genocidal cult that is running the West.
So that's my rant. I'm gonna get you guys into. Yeah, I'm very proud. I love my hotspot family. Help me produce that. Any thoughts? I'll pass Savvy first. I know you're low on time. Here's some more headline receipts. Where you had Netanyahu smearing people engaged in their First Amendment rights. Literally one of the most disgusting displays of political theater I've ever seen. So I'll pass to my panel. My story not too long. Savvy, let's start with you. Any reaction to the mess that we've seen in Congress yesterday with Netanyahu essentially giving a glorified pro-war rally?
It's crazy. I think you summed it up the best when you put it on the thumbnail. When you announced and it said traitors and it showed like Mike Johnson. Yeah, like these people are traitors. They care more about Israel than they do about our own country. Like they want it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You don't see people in other countries doing this. Like, oh, it's USA first and not our people. No, those other countries were like, okay, we got to look out for our people. Germany did the same thing, even with Ukraine, when they were giving weapons to Ukraine and giving them the Leopard tanks. Remember, Germany pulled back and said, we can't do this anymore because we got to use the funds to take care of our own people. So I think that's the thing is like these people, they're all just traitors, but they're all sold out to AIPAC. Like AIPAC controls our Congress. Netanyahu walked into Congress yesterday like he's the president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And he is, and it was shown. We have people in hotspot that be cooking. My boy Greg ran the transcript and he saw that they said Iran 55 times. We have our own research team. It's crazy. And they analyzed the footage and saw that there was applaud every 30 seconds. Like the ultimate humiliation ritual. And this is the last thing I'm gonna share. Once again, my segment not too long. But as Netanyahu is smearing Americans for agreeing with for engaging in their First Amendment rights, and why are they protesting? Because as I mentioned in the video, there's a reason why I brought up the approval rating. We have a Congress that is hated by the people. They have no mandate. Now compare that to China and Russia that is greatly loved by their people. And then our Congress, which is despised, then bring in someone who is despised by Israel to give a speech. So what do you do in the face of illegitimate government? The only thing you can do is protest and let your voice be heard. And you want to know who agrees with Netanyahu that Americans protesting the war are scum? The person that the Bernie Sanders left is trying to unite with, Kamala Harris, who condemns pro-Palestinian protesters who burn American flags in D.C. And I had some words about all the snowflakes who are worried, who complain about burned flags on X. Check that out. A long time, so I'll spare you guys the rant. But if you guys are upset about burned cloth, maybe you guys should be upset about burned children instead. So I just leave it there. If you want to hear my true feelings, check my tweets on X. All these people crying over a fucking flag. So this is the last thing I have, and I'm done. Here's her statement. I wanted to make sure we at least cover Harris condemning the protest. I condemn any individual associating with the brutal terrorist organization Hamas. You guys think it's going to be any different? Now we have Yes Queen that's going to be overseeing the empire. Anyway, I can share this video later. Actually, I'll wrap up. I still have stuff to cover. Any thoughts you guys have? We can wrap up.
I feel like this is like they are rats trapped in a box together. They just so. I feel like they are rats trapped, and they are trying to make it look like, oh, we're good. It's like your boy get his ass beat. You know, like, oh yeah, you good, bro. You ain't lose. It was a tie. Like, no, they're getting their asses beat on the ground. The IOF getting their ass beat. The IDF getting their asses beat. They are isolated from the rest of the world. This man is a walking war criminal, you know, and this is like their last hoorah. I feel like America and Israel is on their last hoorah, and this is how they show it. I don't feel like this is I don't feel power when I watch that. You know what I'm saying? I don't see any real power. I see cowards that's running out of power and trying to build some type of theater or some type of an illusion on the people, like they are still in control. You're not in control. The Zionists control this motherfucker, and the Zionists not even in control of their own fucking country. So
basically, it's 6:45. Sabby, what do you have going on your show tonight?
Yeah, so Max Blumenthal's coming back on. He was at the protest yesterday, the arrest Netanyahu protest. So he's going to talk a little bit about that, and we'll dive into a couple other discussions. And then I got a couple of news segments.
Nice. Say what's up to Max for me, will you?
Sup.
All right, Sabs. Thank you so very much.
Bye, guys.
All right, see you, Sabs. All right. So as far as that's concerned, we just want to get to the super chats really quick, and then I have one announcement to make. And if you guys have anything you guys would like to add, please feel free to as well. We have Robert coming in saying, "Remember Stacey Abrams' face when Biden invited her on live TV to tell her she won't be VP." That was funny. That was
oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. Why would she think she was gonna be VP? Motherfuckers barely know you in Florida, bro. The only reason why I knew about you up here in Detroit is because all the propaganda that the DNC was trying to push up here, but
yeah,
still not enough, bro. Still not enough.
Yeah. All right. So just one thing, Nick, you have to head out soon. What do you have going on later this week?
I had last week, man. I had I'm very happy with how the speech I gave with Worker Strike Back Jonestown. We had an amazing call. There was so much enthusiasm for the anti-genocide movement. That I did it on Sunday. We had the breaking news stream. Had Carl Zahn, Mark Kimberly, a lot of content. So I'm resting tomorrow. Let me put my guest list up. I'm starting next week. I'm pretty hard as well. So I have another hotspot I'm planning to release tomorrow. Tomorrow, Friday is usually my last hotspot I usually drop in the week. So I'm gonna release the hotspot video tomorrow. But just make sure you guys check out the content I had. Make sure you guys support your local organizations. And if you don't have an organization, make sure you build one. You work on your building your organization. I think that's the most important thing for us to be engaged. So and that's my main focus. I got to prepare for Chicago. I got a few things I'm gonna plan for later this year with RB in Kansas City. Also gonna visit Rome. Remember Rome? I'm planning on doing the visit after the Chicago trip. I blanked it completely out of my mind. But after Chicago is done, I'm going to visit the library, visit Rome. So that's gonna be the next thing. So I haven't even been thinking about it. So that's coming up next. So even after Chicago, I got a lot of stuff coming up. RB and we growing. Things are moving really, really fast. So there are a lot to coming up. So I had a long week, so I'm tired. I'll pass it to you guys to wrap up the stream. Always fun doing it.
More likely, I'm gonna be in Chicago with you. I'm only 2.5 hours away.
Yeah, bro, you need to go to Chicago. There are a few homies that's gonna be in Chicago. RBN community pulling up, fam. If you go to Chicago, that's gonna be fire, bro. That's gonna be fire. I'm going to Detroit. I gotta visit the library, bro, because I gotta. I'm gonna start trying to support your chapter more on the ground, bro. Like that's something I want to do.
It's I ain't gonna lie. I took a nice little break from there because the fight with the police and all that shit. So I've been just trying to take a break from that motherfucker, to be honest, because I ain't got
or whatever help you need in general. That's the whole thing. Whatever help you need, I want to get because you was in Kansas City helping me, so I need to go to Detroit and see how operations going out up there as well. So that's after Chicago. We talk about that. We getting way ahead of ourselves. So anyway, that's all I have. Make sure you guys stay in the struggle because we have fun stories to talk about. We laugh, we cry, and this is the message I gave on Jimmy's show when I did Jimmy's show this week. I tell you guys, I was running everywhere this week, bro. I'm tired. Your boy is tired. I'm staying alive. But I was on Jimmy's show and I said at the end, like, man, we have fun roasting Kamala Harris and all this stuff, but it's very important for us to take this energy and apply it to real life activism and try to do the best you can. Not everyone can do what Rome does. Not everyone can be fucking Fred Hampton, but let's try to do our best because I'm so fucking furious. You guys see, I have a hard time controlling my anger on streams. Like, that's real, man. Like, I'm literally so fed up. And I'm wrapping my mind every single second of the day how we overthrow this violent empire. And I'm willing to work with anyone who is willing to form a coalition to destroy the genocidal Western imperial system. Anybody. And that's my main focus. And I do content to radicalize people to reach that point. I want to get you upset. I want you to realize this system is so absurd that we have no other choice than revolution. That's my goal unapologetically. So that's my last little rant of the week. I'm gonna take a few days off. I'm tired. I have a Monday show I'm planning. I get Nico House back on the show. So that's we planning something right now. So Nico gonna be joining me sometime next week. Also have John Pang on Tuesday. He's a journalist in China. So another journalist in China I'm talking to international journalists from all around the world. That's the high level content that we are pushing. So that's my last promo, my last ad, I guess. Thank you, JB. Thank you, Rome. Always great to talk to you guys. Have a good night.
All right. You too. Have a better one.
All right. Have a good night, Nick. So we're going to finish off with these super chats and then we will head on out. So KD Lewis, who is part of the Orlando chapter, says, help us white women. You're our only hope. Oh man, that was funny. We have Tamara saying, thank you, Sabby, for putting me on to RBN. This is my first time watching live and I have learned a lot. Well, welcome, Tamara. All right. All right. This is from the Rumble side. Jay Mead says, Nick Cruz and RBN are the bomb. I love you all, comrades, from a white boomer communist. Love you too. All right. Let me just check to see if I have any other super chats to go over. I think we're pretty much good for the most part. I'm going to check to see if there's any Rumble rants. Let me see. I don't see. Oh, we do have another Rumble rant. Okay. So I want to make sure I get that and make sure I didn't skip over any.
Is that what they call, or you just nicknamed that?
No, they're called Rumble rants.
I'm about to say, well, you better fucking trademark that shit before they hear it.
Nah, I wish. That's what they're called, Rumble rants. Let me see here. All right, Rumble rant. This is from Scorpio and Sag. Says, white bourgeois women have the most to gain from Democrat liberal humanism and the most to lose from conservative Christian Republicans. They keep their heads in the sand about the genocide in Gaza. Thank you very much for that Rumble rant, Scorpion and Sag. Appreciate it very much. All right. So, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I know we're about to end, but like y'all heard me say earlier, I had to take a break from the library, man, because that shit it's not ruining my life, but it started to run my life. Like you wake up every day and you run that motherfucker like it's a job, but you just don't get paid at the end of the day. But I'm getting back in the library pretty soon, a couple of days. I will have my truck. Well, it's a tree on top of my truck right now, but thankfully it didn't really damage too much stuff. So I will be in the library in the next couple of days or so. So if you would like to donate to the library, that I'm trying to get open later on this year, probably October-ish. I might just open it up on the anniversary that I got it, because it's been a year now. So I might just open it on the anniversary. That was like October 23rd. So if you would like to donate to the library, it's Cash App, Tour for the Poor, PayPal, Unholy Realm 6, and Venmo, Tour for the Poor, all lowercase. Those are the best ways to donate, the quickest ways to donate. And I do have a GoFundMe, but they keep kicking me off Twitter. So I have to put all those new links up and all that shit. But what happened with the cops? I got into a fight with the police officers, and they dropped me off in front of my library, even though that's not the address on my ID. So I feel like I was being targeted. I feel like they was really targeting me, like they really wanted me that time, and I smacked the shit out that cop. I'm just lucky to be alive right now, because they could have got me good, but I feel like I was being targeted. But I can't let that shit stop me. It's more people out here that go through worse. We have leaders with their heads blown the fuck off. So it is what it is. If I can hurry up and get this library open and done, hey, it is what it is. But I'm damn near done. I got the rest of the walls up. I got the carpet down. I'm working on plumbing, piping, and a little bit of electrical that's left. But other than that, I was repiping. I was repiping when I had left. I was repiping the bathroom. I just put the floor back down, repiped the bathroom, and I was shooting it downstairs to make sure the water. I gotta if you go in the basement, it's your water meter, and then it's two lines. It's your line going to the basement that's coming from the city, and I got to replace the line that's going into the building. So when I went to go get me a shot of liquor, that's when I got into it with the police. But I wasn't drunk yet. But yeah, they got me good, man. They got me good. But if you would like to donate to the library, donate now. I'll be there in 2 days. I'll be live. So y'all can follow me on Twitter, Rome from 6 Mile or Unholy Rome. I'm pretty sure it should pop up. So that's all I got. Love you guys.
All right. Thank you so much. We have some chats in the Rockfin. We're going to go to that too as well. So let me see. So let's go to Roger Meadows. Thank you very much for the tip. Says, I think we found a source of those $100 million in grassroots financing for Kamala. Also, list of things presidents can do without Congress. 1, use Section 1881A of the Social Security Act to extend TRICARE to all. 2, have Health and Human Services Secretary grant waivers to states who wish to pursue TRICARE for all. 3, enforce the 1890 Sherman Antitrust Act and 1914 Clayton Act to bust up corporations. 4, direct the Postmaster General to extend the pilot program of postal banking to all post offices to offer high savings interest and low loan interest while directly competing with Wall Street banks. 5, relieve student loan debt using the 1965 Higher Education Act. 6, direct the Treasury Secretary to mint platinum coins, a sign of value and target towards reparations. 7, replace those pigs in Flint, FEMA, and for East Palestine and Maui. 8, reinstate the federal statute 42 U.S. Code Section 14141 that allows the Justice Department to file lawsuits against police departments when there's a pattern of practice of civil rights violations. These have been quite successful. Thank you so very much for this. I appreciate it.
Make sure we, I'm gonna come back to this.
Yeah. And then Anna Mayer says, still have about 2,500 books to give you. I'll drive them over if I need to. She's talking to Rome. So thank you very much for that, Anna. All right. So, and just want to go to making sure. Does RBN have a website? Technically, but we're trying to get some things squared away. So once everything's squared away and everything's copacetic, then we will give you that. Okay. So thank you very much. Let me see. Just making sure that I don't have missed any super chats before I get into the patron shout out as well. Okay. So also just to let you guys know, want to give a shout out to all the patrons. Without you guys, we would not be able to do this work. You guys make this happen. So thank you so very much to all of you. Y'all are, so helpful to us because we try to, not just talk the talk, but walk the walk. I know, Rome's talking about doing the library, and that library is very important. So please make sure to go to all the links to donate to help out with the library. And we're also going to be doing some actions here in Orlando in a couple of weeks. So we're excited for that, to do some on the ground work for our communities. But we would not be able to do this without you guys, because you guys actually help support us and help us to support our family, our neighbors in these neighborhoods. So I just want to say thank you very much to all the patrons who have donated to Patreon.
You see that? Susan Surrenders, man. You see?
Yes, we do, actually. She's one of our patrons. And by the way, just to let you guys know, this August 4th, Sunday, August 4th, we will be doing an action in the ground here in Orlando, Florida. So if you guys would like to donate for future actions, we already have our supplies for the action for this time. But if you guys would like to donate, you guys go to Cash App at $OrlandoRBN. Sunday, August 4th, 2024, we will be doing actions on the ground. Stay tuned for the location and time, but it definitely will be downtown Orlando that we'll be doing it. If you guys would like to come out and meet and help out our unhoused neighbors and help teach as well, and build worker solidarity, come out. You guys get to meet me and other members of RBN Orlando chapter. We will always have a good time and helping out our neighbors. So if you guys would like to, you guys can do that. And I'll also put the link for the Cash App in the description. In the chat. So that if anybody would like to donate, you guys can do that as well. So thank you so very much to everybody. So with that being said, Rome, you have the library going on. Of course, that you did the explanation for that. I will be getting into the reading further of my channel of Water in the Spirit by Melodoma Pachisome. That was a great book that we're reading, and then I'll continue in the reading of The Will to Change by Bell Hooks on my channel as well. If you guys would like to, you guys can always tune into my channel to see that as well. So, yes. So, with that being said, Rome, any last words?
Smoke them if you got them.
Smoke them if you got them. Forehead kisses. Mwah. Oh, by the way, I forgot. On my channel, I also got merch too. Forehead kisses. Ah, I'm so excited. All right, everybody. I'll take care. I'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces, Bruces.